And welcome to Profile Pod TV. I'm your host, Double A, back for another spectacular episode of the pod. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in wherever you're tuning in from. If you're on the audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, all those, thank you so much for tuning in. On any of the video platforms, for example, Roku, YouTube, Social Nostra, IG, TV, man, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, it's always a blast being here. We got a great one in store for you tonight, as we always do. Before we get into our guest, though, don't forget to subscribe to Profile Pod TV on YouTube. Click on that purple button there at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and you'll be all good, man. And follow me on Instagram, Clubhouse, Twitter, all that good stuff, man. Leave me a rate and review. Don't forget, I love the feedback, ladies and gentlemen. I always love the feedback. It's always fun to interact with the audience, man. And I know a lot of you have been telling me how much you miss my hair, and it's all good. I'm going with a different look, getting ready. The thing about this is your hair, your fucking head gets cold, man. I'm not used to having my in the mornings. My head is fucking cold, man. I'm not used to this, but hey, you know what? Change is good. So it's all good, man. Let's so don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to do all that good stuff, man. And again, man, thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure hosting Profile Pod TV. We got a great one in store. Like I said, man, this gentleman, he is doing his thing over there out of San Antonio, Texas. He's a recording artist. He's a podcaster and a hip hop MC. So he's no stranger to performing. He's no stranger to creating content and all that stuff, man. He's doing his, like I said, he's up and coming. And I was on his platform. I had the pleasure and the honor to be on his podcast some months ago. I don't know. Gosh, I was sometime this year. I don't even remember. But yes, he's here. We in the building tonight, and we're getting ready to talk to him and get to the nitty gritty of Mistapock. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here for the first time on Profile Pod TV, please welcome Mistapock, host of the Mistapock podcast. What is up, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, people? What's going on, Double A? Man, I'm just I really appreciate it, man, that to be on your platform. Like I say, you honored me to being on my platform. Now, you know what I mean? I'm here on yours, and like I was telling you earlier that I'm proud of you, man. That you've been doing great, man. Like you've been growing with your podcast, man. And I like that, man. I like to see people win. I like to see people succeed.
Hey, man, thank you so much. First of all, for being here, for taking the time, Mistapock. It's an honor having you here, man. And, we got the chance to chop it up on your platform some months back. And that was fun, man. And, ever since then, I've been wanting to get you on. Finally, we're here, man. And thank you for acknowledging the hard work and dedication to the craft. And, I'm just trying to do my thing, brother. I'm just trying to do my thing and staying committed, staying consistent, and doing what I need to do to become successful in this game. So it's going after the dream, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, hey, you're doing a lot of things. I see your video, man, on YouTube, for the Love of Money mix. Love that remix, brother. You killed it. I didn't know you were rapping in Spanish, bro. I mean, I didn't know you could rap in Spanish. That's awesome, man. Your podcast is doing, you're doing big things with your podcast, being on guests. You're on YouTube, man. So, what else is going on? How was your day today in San Antonio, brother?
Yeah, man. Like right now, it's Texas, man. The weather's crazy, and right now, like I said, I'm not in San Antonio. I'm actually like an hour and a half away from San Antonio. I'm in Whitsett, Texas.
Okay.
And because like I said, because you guys can see I'm at work. I'm a working man. I do all the podcasts and the music, but I still got to work. I still got that 9 to 5.
The dedication, man. I love it, brother.
Yeah. And yeah, man. I mean, it's been good, man. It's been good, and I just love it, man. I can't complain. Every day that we wake up, we got to celebrate, man, because we wake up. We get to see another day.
100%, man. Yeah, and that's sometimes for me, I got to check myself every day on that one, man. It's a blessing every day, man. But yeah, man. Mistapock, You know, I've been watching you, bro, and since we went on your platform, you know, and I've seen you progress, man. I've seen you doing things with your podcast, making a lot of moves, and um, you know what I like about you, man, is you know you're getting after it too, man. You have that vibe where you're confident, nothing's gonna stop you, and
Yeah.
you don't give a fuck what anybody says, and that
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man, and you know, you're fearless, fearless. Bottom line, man. Where does that come from for you, Mistapock? Have you always been that way, or were you kind of a shy? Were you kind of shy at the beginning, or have you always been one to just, you know, go after it without any reservation?
Well, at first, you know, younger. I mean, I think it happens to all of us that when you're young, you know, you're trying to find, you know, like that person that you're gonna be, you know, and to me, on my case, that's what it was. Like at first, I was real shy, and then when I was like when I hit high school, I was like a fresh. I think it was when I was freshman. My homeboys, couple of my homeboys, they were rapping. They started like rapping and stuff over beats, and I was like, man, I like that. And I had other homeboys too that they already had like CDs, like tapes. Back in the day, it was tapes. You know, they had tapes out, and they used to pull up and be like, hey, you know what? Here are new tapes, this and that. We got a couple of songs, and they used to rap them, and I was like, man, that's genius. Like that's badass. And like I said, I went to high school and I was a fuck up. You know, once I hit high school, I started being a fuck up. You know, I really didn't, you know, do my work. You know, I was that guy.
Just being
You know
a
what I mean? Like,
just being
yeah,
a 15-year-old, 16-year-old and shit, right?
yeah. Like I said, because in elementary, middle school, I was like real shy. You know what I mean? And then I hit high school, and like I said, I started, you know, doing all the high school stuff that high schoolers do. And
You
you know,
broke out your
like
shell a
you
little bit.
start, yeah, you start fucking, you know, like exploring and shit like that. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, like I said, my friends, like, they started,
Girls.
like, they were rapping, everything. You know what I mean? They were rapping, and I was like, you know what? I want to do that.
Mm,
But my friend, he's like, you got to do it because you really love it. He's like, if you're gonna do it just to be cool, if you're gonna do it just to say that you rap, I mean, you're chasing the wrong dream.
wow.
I'm like, all right, you know, and I always love music. You know, when I was younger, like I used to listen, like I listened to a lot of music, you know, Spanish music, hip hop. You know what I mean? And I always love music. That's why when I heard my homeboy doing it, like I liked it. I was like, damn, like that's badass. Like I want to do that. And one of my homeboys, he showed me, you know, he started showing me, he's like, you really want to know how to rap? I'm like, yeah. So he showed me, you know, how to start writing, how to start rhyming.
Hmm.
He's like, don't just rhyme bullshit. He's like, rhyme shit that makes sense, you know, like that's one of the things that you have to do in rap. Like, don't just fucking rap just to rap. He's like, you gotta start writing your life, like whatever you go through, you know, start doing it. And I started writing, and I never really you know really got into it until like when I was like 16, you know, because I started
Okay.
writing like around 14.
Okay.
Once I was like 16, going to 17, I started like, you know, really getting back into it. So like I said, I was just fucking up, you know, through 14 through 15, 16. And then I was like, you know what? I need to fucking do something.
Yeah.
So I started writing. I started writing. My homeboy, rest in peace, you know, he passed away like 4 years ago. And
Uh-huh.
he's the one that got me into my first song. And he told me, he's like, hey man, you're good at this. He's like, you got that flow. He's like, just keep going with it. With time, you're gonna get better and better and better and better. So when I first started rapping, I started rapping in English and Spanish, but it was more English than Spanish. But
Okay.
when I used to rap Spanish, like they used to, like a lot of people used to tell me, like, "Hey man, why don't you just rap Spanish? Like the Spanish sounds better on you." Like we're not trying to insult you, like, but you sound good in English, like, but the Spanish sounds better because I had the fast flow. I had the fast flow. I was like speeding it up, and they're like, "Man, you're." It's rare that we hear, you know, people like you rap like that.
Mm.
And I was like, nah, yeah, you know, I was still testing the waters. So as years went by, you know, I English. Then I was in that group. I was in a little group, and we did it for like 3, 4 years. And then we split. You know, like always, there's always differences and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we split. And once I went solo, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start rapping more in Spanish. So I started rapping in Spanish more and more and more, and people started liking it. And that's where, you know, I was like, you know what? This is gonna be my style. You know, this is what I'm gonna do. You know, and one of my favorite groups of all time is Bone Thugs and Harmony. They're one of the reasons that I rap like that.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. No, no, you know what, man? That's that Spanish, that bilingual style, man. You know,
Yes.
that is such a unique style. You know, because you're starting to see more of it. You know, but you still don't
Yes.
see a lot of it. You know, you just don't. You know, but yeah, man, I was really impressed with your well, I mean, the way you flowed,
Yes.
man. Um, on that video, on that song, and
Yes.
I was like, oh shit! I was like, damn, I didn't know that you rapped in Spanish too. So no, but yeah, that was cool, man. And like you mentioned, I was gonna ask you, is Bone one of your favorite groups? I think you mentioned that in the
Yes.
song, right? In the intro.
Yeah. On this song, yeah, because oh, like, you know what? I love Bone Thugs and Harmony, and I listen to a lot of like hip hop. You know what I mean? Like to California rap. You know, here Texas rap, everything.
Uh-huh.
And I know a lot of rappers that, you know, they're like, oh, well, Too Short is my favorite rapper, or you know what, Tupac is my favorite, and they kind of do like a tribute song, like, you know, like they remake a beat and they make it their own. I'm
Hmm.
like, you know what, let me try to do one. And my homeboy, he sent me the beat. He's like, hey man, check this out. I'm like, what's up? He's like, listen to this beat. He's like, tell me what you think. So I heard it, and it was the for like the Bone Thugs and Harmony, For the Love of Money.
Oh yeah,
And
man.
I was listening to it. I was like, man, like, is that For the Love of Money? He's like, yeah, man. He's like, you like it? I'm like, bro, I already wrote the second verse to it. You know, I'm on the second verse. He's like, you don't even know if I sold it. You don't even, I'm like, well, you're sending it to me for a reason. You know what I mean? You send it to me for a reason. He's like, nah, man, I'm just joking you. He's like, you can have it. He's like, kill it. He's like, I know you're gonna kill it. He's like, by the second day, I had the whole song wrote it. Like I wrote the whole song. You know, I just practiced it for the next 2 days, and then I recorded it because I have my recording stuff, but I don't know like how to mix and master and none of that.
Uh-huh.
So I sent it to one of my homeboys. Shout out to Rock Camp. He's down in
Okay.
Carrizo Springs out here in Texas. And I sent it to him, and he's like, man, he's like, you killed it. I'm like, hey, go ahead and mix and master that. So he mixed and mastered it, and you know, I put it on Spotify and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I've been getting good feedback from it. You know, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt, man. You definitely went off on that song, man. And ladies and gentlemen, go check out Mistapock, his uh, For the Love of Money remix on YouTube, on the Mistapock Instagram, I'm sorry, YouTube channel. So yeah, man. No, definitely, man. And big shit, I wanted to mention, man, going back to your story, your homeboy who told you, 15 or 16, 17 years old is, hey, don't rap if you're not gonna, don't get into this game if you're not gonna be passionate about it. You're not gonna, your
yeah.
heart's not gonna be in it. Who is that, man? Is that you still talk to that guy?
Yeah, he doesn't rap no more. You know what I mean? He just like he gave it up, and I saw him like, well, I didn't see him. I spoke to him like 3 years ago, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, I see, you kept rapping. I'm like, hey, man, I'm gonna do this, you know, till I'm gone, man. And he's
Wow.
like, man, he's like, I knew I wasn't wrong. He's like, when I told you to fucking, you know, write what you feel, you know, write real stuff that happens to you. You know what I mean? And on my songs, like I don't talk about money or none of that. It's rare when you hear me talk about like I don't have a lot of money or cars. Like I don't do that. You
Uh,
know, and like on this track, like For the Love of Money, like I talk about, you know, like I go to work, you You know, I still have a work. I do anything to get money. You know, like anything that has to, anything that's gonna get me money. You know what I mean?
You're not making it rain in your videos, bro.
Nah, hell no, man. Nah, but I mean that. I mean, and I took his advice, and that's one of the advice I give out to anybody out there. You know that's a rapper that listens to the profile pot. You know what I mean? And if you're watching this, just be yourselves, man. Be yourselves. I mean, trying to be somebody you're not is just gonna fucking catch up on you. And you know what I mean? It's just not gonna work. You know, if you do it, you gotta do it for the love of this stuff. You know what I mean?
For
You
sure.
can't just fucking
Yeah.
basically don't fake it. You know what I mean? Don't fake it.
That's huge, man. That's huge. You know, you gotta, yeah, because when you start faking it, you're gonna get exposed right away, man. You know, people are
Yeah.
gonna see right through that. Nobody wants to see that, man. And you know, I know you're very entrepreneurial, Mistapock. You're very, you know, I've seen your videos on YouTube. You're talking about entrepreneur, you know, starting your own business. You have your own business. You know, you hustle. You got your podcast. You're a recording artist. Where does this hustle? Where does this entrepreneurial spirit stem from for you, man? Is this huge in your family? You know, talk about that a little bit, brother.
Well, no, not really. It's like I said, everything I do is, you know, because like like the podcast thing, I've been wanting to do it like for a long time, you know, for years ago, and I was like, you know what, like, why rap? But I'm not gonna rap like for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I wanna stay in the entertainment business. You know what I mean? I want to stay in this business. And like I'm not gonna be rapping, you know, forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like I want to do something that keeps me in the entertainment business. And I know in podcasts right now, you know, ever since Corona and stuff like that hit, I was like, you know what? Let me do it. You know what I mean? Let me try it. And this is something that's gonna keep me in the entertainment business. And that's why I interview a lot of rappers, you know, because the main focus for me is it's music. So I give other rappers or you know underground artists the opportunity that I didn't have. Because when I was coming up, I was doing this music thing. We didn't have these kind of platforms, you know. And if somebody had this kind of platform, you had to like pay a lot of money or really know somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was back in the day, it was kind of hard, man. Like not just anybody will give you a interview. Not just anybody will let you go record. You know what I mean? And that's what I do with my platform. You know what I mean? And that's the vision I had for this podcast, for this platform. You know what? I'm gonna give other people opportunities. You know, I'm gonna give them the opportunity I didn't have. And it's like a career. You know what I mean? It's a career too. You know what I mean? It makes it look better, more better on me, you know, because I'm a rapper. Like, okay, you're a rapper, you're a podcaster, you know what I mean? And you know, just learning, man. I'm trying to learn different stuff.
No doubt, man. No. You know, as podcasters, man, like you said, man, there weren't these platforms didn't exist, you know, to the extent now. You know, even 5 years ago, even 3 to 5 years ago, right? I think podcasting, man. I think it's a beautiful medium. I think it's a great way of to get others, you know, exposure, promotion. So as podcasters, man, it's a great opportunity for us, man. This is a great time to be in podcasting, man. And we play a vital role, man, in helping others get their name out there, get them again, you know, promotion and get other eyes on them to whatever they're trying to promote, you know, be it music, be it movie, be it a book, or a small business. I mean, just it goes on, bro. You know, I think it's a beautiful thing, man. You know, to do that and you know, creating opportunities for others. When did you launch your podcast?
I started like a year and it's gonna be like a year and a half. It was in a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's been a year and 6 months, like year and 6 months.
Okay. Year and a half, yeah. And
so it was what in 2020, 2020, starting 2020 or in the mid 2020.
The dreaded 2020, right?
Yeah, well, that's when all the COVID stuff was going on, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no doubt, man. It's crazy, you know. So when you look back at how far you've come, you know, what kind of goes through your mind, brother? Like, you know, you go back to your very first episode to this moment with the
Yeah, man.
podcast.
I saw my first episode like a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I was just going through the channel, and I was like, man, I just did my 100th episode like a week ago,
Oh, wow.
and I was like, man, I was like, appreciate it. I was like, man, I got 100 episodes, and I went to the first one, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. You know, I was just talking shit. You know, I was just talking, man. And I look at me and like, what the hell? And then I look at the second one, and I'm like, okay. And then I was doing the driving too, because I remember when it was COVID, like I had my mask on, and I was like going to when I was going like to Walmart, to Sam's and stuff like that, you know, to go get groceries. I would do a episode, you know what I mean, driving.
Is that right? I like that,
yeah,
bro.
And I was like I said, because it was just like, you know, I'm trying to, like I told you earlier, that you just got to be creative, you know what I mean? Stuff that you think it's not important, or it's not gonna catch the people's eye, is the stuff that really catches the people's eyes. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, this guy's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's doing this. He's just not on the, you know what I mean, on
the cookie.
In front of the mic talking shit. You know what I mean? Like
right.
he's doing different stuff, you know, and people relate. You know, people relate to it.
Definitely, man.
Like you, like when you're out there doing the interviews and stuff that I've seen you lately, you do interviews with a lot of people, and I'm like, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like that motivates me, you know, to keep doing this.
Thank you, brother. No, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's you got to stand out, man. The bottom line,
yeah.
right? You got to do something. I mean, there's over 1 million podcasts out there, you know, on the books, right? And you know, so you got to do something that's going to be unique, creative, and that's the challenge, right? That's the challenge to be consistent with. We were talking about earlier, where you get consistency with the creativity. It's that's the challenge, man, and coming up with stuff that, you know, people are going to want to watch. Bottom line, man. Bottom line, you know. What's something that what is your podcast? What's the greatest joy it brings you, man?
Well, like I said, that I could say, you know, at a point I'm gonna be like, you leave like a little legacy, you know what I mean? Like it stays on the books, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, the Mistapock podcast, you know what I mean? Or somebody that sees the podcast and tells you like, hey man, like you said this, and it motivated me to do this, or I was going through some stuff, and this comment that you say, like, I took it and I took that advice, and it changed my life. You know what I mean? Like you could say something, or you could do a video of something, and people sometimes, like, you forget, like us, we forget, because we're just fucking creating episodes and episodes and episodes. You know what I mean? That's our fucking goal. But then you meet somebody and they're like, hey man, remember that episode? Like, you were talking about this, and you said this, and I took that advice, man, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I appreciate what you said. I took that advice and it changed my life. And you're like, wow, like I changed somebody's life with something I said. You know what I mean?
That's powerful, man.
And that's, like I said, that's the beauty of having a platform like that. You know what I mean? Like that, you're like, hell yeah, you know, I'm doing, like, you sit and you think you're like, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What I mean?
Yeah, man. Because I mean, you're never gonna satisfy everybody. You know what I mean? People are always gonna talk.
Yeah.
You know, their shit.
Sure.
Like, you're never gonna have everybody happy. You know what I mean? Because if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. You know what I mean? I mean, if people hate, it's because, you know, they know you're doing something positive. They know that you're doing something. You know what I mean? It's like,
I love haters.
As long as you have them divided, you know, like 50% hate, 50% love it, and That's all it is, man. And and there's always gonna be people trying to put you down, like, hey, double A, why are you doing this? Like, it's a waste of time, blah blah blah. Like, hey, bro, you know what I mean? Like,
You ain't doing it, right?
you can say whatever you want. Yeah, like it's like you said earlier, like it's people think it's easy, or sometimes people try it and that doesn't work for them because like they give up too quick. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can't give up, man. I mean, if you start something, try to finish it. You know what I mean? Try to finish it. Try to fucking, you know, just keep going, man. Just keep going. It's like at a job. Like you go into a job, you're not gonna love your job. You know, you're nobody like when you go into a job, nobody loves the job. You know what I mean? You're there because you're gonna get a paycheck, but you keep going, you keep going. You're there years and years and years, and you just get used to it.
Yeah.
And as long as it's paying the bills, you know what I mean? Why complain?
No doubt, no doubt, man. No, I hear you, brother. I hear you. It's you know, it's definitely a commitment you got to make, man. If you're gonna scale it up, you know, scale a podcast up, expand it, grow it. It's
Yeah.
it's not easy by any means, you know. And but again, you know, that's where the passion and the commitment come into play. You know, how dedicated, how badly do you want it? Bottom line, you know. So
Yeah.
you know what types of things do you do, brother, for, you know, when it comes to sharpening your skills, when it comes to podcasting, bro? Like, what do you I know I like to look at watch old interviews of, for example, Johnny Carson, bro, Howard Stern.
Yeah.
You know, I watch those guys do their thing and kind of pick up tips. You know, I like to listen to other podcasts, you know, watch other podcasts, you know, read up on podcasting. You know, what types of things do you like to do to kind of hone your craft?
Well, basically the same. You know what I mean? I watch other podcasts. You know what I mean? And you know, like I say here at work, like, you know, I got to the point, like I said, that I get paid to come sit down on a truck and just chill, and that's what I do. You know, I just watch like podcasts, and I just watch, you know,
You
like
guys
the Joe
hiring, bro?
Rogan.
You guys hiring?
Right?
I need that
You know,
job, bro.
I watch the Joe Rogan. You know, there's a lot of local podcasts here in San Antonio. You know, a lot of California podcasts, like I say, you, Mega Man. You know, like a lot of people, man. I just watch, and I don't steal their ideas. You know, I just like, you know, like I try to use that as, you know, okay, he did this. You
Yeah.
know, let me try this. You know what I mean? Like it's similar, but it's you know what I mean?
Yeah, you get
But I mean,
inspired. Yeah.
yeah, because a lot of people like me, like here in San Antonio, like I started this podcast, and there's several podcasts out there, and they kind of like do the same thing I do, and I'm like, hey, it's okay if you do it, you know, just, you know, give me my props. But people don't do it. I'm like, I still don't get mad. I still like it. I still share it, and I'm like, hey, like I say, I'm not here to hate. You know, I'm not here to fucking, you know, put anybody down. And one thing that I said, and when I first started, I think it was on my first episode, second episode, I said, I created this platform not to throw shade at anybody. You know what I mean? This is all positive stuff, you know, all positive vibes. And that's one of the main things, you know, that I said to myself. You know, if you have this platform, try not to shade nobody. You know what I mean? Try to help as much people as you can.
Oh yeah.
Try to help them out, because at the end of the day, like I said, we all want the same thing. You know what I mean? We all want the same thing. We all want to leave a legacy on fucking YouTube, on, you know, on the podcast world. We want to leave a legacy. You know what I mean? Just like we talk about the Joe Rogans and stuff like that. You know, later on, youngsters, you know, they're gonna be like, hey, I want to be like the double A, the profile pod. I want to be like the Mistapock podcast. I want to be like the Mega Man podcast. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, bro.
And when you hear that, you're like, shoot, you know, I did my job.
Yeah,
I did
no
my
doubt.
job.
No doubt, bro. No, that's great, man. And so with the Mistapock podcast, bro, you bring on a lot of local rap or artists, right? Coming out of Texas. Now, let me ask you about one guy, STX Cheech, man. You had him on. A big shout out to him. I really enjoyed that episode, bro. That guy's he's funny. Is he out of Texas?
Yeah, he's from, I think he's from, where's he's from? I think he's from Austin.
Oh, Austin?
Austin, I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Austin or a little town around here in Texas. But I never met him, and he was in San Antonio, and he was at a nearby a restaurant, a well known restaurant here in San Antonio. And I was like, man, let me send him a message, and I sent him a message. I'm like, hey, man, what's up, man? I'm like, I saw some of your videos, and I became a fan because he really imitates, Cheech like very good. He does a good job.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey man, yeah, man, it's just cool. He's like, I'm kind of busy. He's like, but I'll hit you up. And like 2 days later, he hit me up. He's like, hey man, when do you want to do it? So I told him, hey, I do Zoom meetings and stuff like this. He's like, yeah, man, let's do it. So he reached out and we got it done, man. And he's pretty cool, man. He's pretty cool. I'm gonna tell him, that to hit you up, man, so
Yeah,
you can
tell
have
him.
him on your podcast too.
I'd love to have
He's
him on,
crazy,
man.
man. He's crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen some other videos with him, some other footage. I forgot from where. I think it was somebody else's Instagram page or YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, he was doing some just imitating Cheech and doing bits with as Cheech. Yeah, hilarious, man. Who are some guests that you would like to bring on your platform, man? That you haven't yet? Who are some some ones you really want to get on?
You mean like famous people or just like
Yeah, it could be famous or maybe some other up and coming artists. Or yeah, that and who's a guest? Who's a dream guest that you'd love to have on, man?
well, I would like to have one of the members of the Bone Thugs and Harmony, one of those guys. And who else?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to have George Lopez on it too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I have an episode. I'll text you. I'll message you the episode. I gotta look for it. That way you can listen to it. My homeboy. Shout out to Eterno Stilo. He's all over. Like he goes to Texas. He's here in Texas. He goes to California and stuff like that. And he met George Lopez by his brand. He went to a comedy show he did,
Uh-huh.
and he said he DM'd George Lopez and he responded. And George Lopez wore his brand, like his brand.
Oh
He
wow.
wore, yeah, he wore a shirt, and I think he did a couple of shirts for George Lopez, and then he got invited to one of his parties or something like that.
No shit.
And yeah, and
It-
I would like to have George Lopez, man. I'm a big George Lopez fan.
yeah. Oh man, are you kidding me, bro? And he's got his bakery out here called Chingon Bakery, right?
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
yeah. It's near where I work actually in Oxnard, California, bro. And
oh no,
it's located near his headquarters for that his business
yeah,
are near my where I work, are near my job location. But yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great, man. I mean, there's so many guests. I know I would love to bring on, man. I'm sure you're right there. And bringing a guy from Bone Thugs and Harmony, that'd be sick, man. That'd be lazy
yeah.
or
Crazy Bone or somebody,
busy,
Crazy Bone.
crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, those guys were. I mean, I grew up in the '90s, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, Bone Thugs and Harmony, man. That song that just launched their careers, man. Thuggish Ruggish, right?
yeah.
For the love of money, unbelievable, man. But for with your podcast, going back to Mistapock podcast, there's a lot of Texas podcasts out there, man. And I don't know if you know one more
Yeah.
Sanchez, Inside the North Side. Those are two that come to mind from Texas, and then yours. I don't know if you know those guys yet.
No, I think I've heard of them. Like I said, because I listen to a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like I just see them. Because sometimes on YouTube you click on a podcast and then like under like other videos like podcast from here, and I just click on it. Like I said, I click on it, and if I like it, most of them that I like, I subscribe. Like I said, I subscribe, and they got good content. Like I said, you just get ideas and sometimes you just look at the podcast and you just like the conversation, whatever they're talking about. You know, you just sit there like 45 minutes long, and you're just like, oh yeah, like, you know, you can start like the conversation, and like I said, yeah, there's a lot of them
There's so
here
many,
in
man.
Texas.
Yeah.
The one I watched too that got me into it. It was what's his name? Tony. What's the Rhodium or what is it?
Oh, Rhodium Radio. Yeah,
I think. Yeah, that one.
definitely, man.
Yeah, I've been watching that one too. There's another one too. What's the name of it? I forgot. I always watch it and I forget the name, but it's out there in California too.
Okay, definitely, man. No, it's there's so many. I mean, so many good ones out there now.
Yeah,
Man. Crazy, bro. It's hard to keep up. You know, it really is,
yeah,
man. You know,
yeah. And the podcast is just like the rap game. You know what I mean, you just gotta, there's a lot of them out there. You just gotta keep up. You know what I mean? That's all you gotta do. Just gotta keep up. Just gotta keep up.
yeah, no doubt, man. You know, it's that's the challenge. Challenge, you know, saying it and doing it
Yeah,
are two different things, right? You know, and
yeah.
speaking of Eterno Stilo, bro, I wanted to talk. You know, I know you bring them on, you promote their products. What
Yeah.
along with Rays and La Conecta, right?
Oh yeah, La Conecta he's my homeboy. Like he started with me back in the day too. You know, he was my boy Bum. Shout out to Bum, Daniel. You know his nickname's Bum.
Oh yeah,
But shout out to him. He's always been a hustler, man. He's always been a hustler. You know, he's always like, he's been a good friend, man. And he stopped rapping, years ago. And like I said, he's always been a hustler, and he started this air freshener.
oh
He started with air fresheners, and then he started making like lanyards, and the plates, the Texas plates, and like, and right now, like, he's been all over Texas, man. He's been all over Texas, and his business is growing.
mm.
And I'll hook you up with him too. That way, you could, maybe he could take some of that product out there, man, to California, and you know what I mean. I could work something out.
Oh
Hook you
yeah,
up with
man.
him.
That would be cool, man, to promote his product, have him come out, tell his
Yeah,
story. You know,
yeah,
I love entrepreneurs, man. They have the best stories, bro.
yeah.
They're very humble. They're driven people. Yeah, I would love to talk to that guy, man. And and also and that's Eterno Stilo, right? You're talking about
No,
or La
that's
Conecta.
Bomb with La Conecta, and then Eterno Tiro, like I say, he's the one with the clothing.
Okay.
He's the one that he met George Lopez,
Yeah.
and the Rays, like I said, it's I saw it on Instagram, and because in this podcast, in the podcast business, you gotta have some sponsors as well. You know what I mean? You gotta get sponsors. If you could get some sponsors, like, it helps the podcast, and you help them, and you know what I mean. You help them, and they help you.
It's a win-win.
You know what I mean? And yeah, so with the Rays, like, all you gotta do is just hit them up, tell them, you know what, I got a podcast. You know what I mean? I would like to promote the product, and like, you buy some product from them, and then they'll send you some stuff, like some like samples and stuff,
Yeah.
and then they send you like shirts and stuff like that, and then they give you like an account. So when people buy stuff from their website, like, you get paid.
Okay.
You get some money out of it. The more you sell, the more you get paid. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And it's something to, to, like I said, to start off with. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been doing lately. Like, I've been trying to look for sponsors. You know what I mean? For sponsors. Like, if you get sponsors, man, like, it's even better.
yeah.
For all the podcasters out there, you gotta get some sponsors.
No, dude, that's it's critical, man. Like you said, it
Yeah,
definitely helps. It just enhances the podcast because you can put money into it. You could buy a better microphone, a better
yeah,
camera, stuff like that, and that's important, right? You gotta make it look good, sound good. Um, what what for now? Going back to Raise, is Raise Texas based? Is that a Texas based company? Raise?
No, I think they're from shit, where are they from? No, I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. They're out there in California.
Oh yeah.
Out there in Cali, I think
Oh,
so, man.
I gotta look
So
them up,
yeah,
man.
so you, yeah.
I gotta look up
Like I said,
Raise, man.
I'll send you the info for it. You know what I mean? And if you like it, like I said, I mean, I'm pretty good. They're gonna welcome you, man. Like I said, you just look at like I'll send you the info, and then you just go from there.
Yeah,
And
let me
I
know.
hope to see you pretty soon. I'm gonna see you repping that race too.
Oh, yeah,
You're gonna
I
be
know,
repping
right?
that race.
No,
Yeah,
thank
I
you
mean,
for.
it's a good energy drink. You know, I have like 50 cases of them at home.
Is that right?
You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, I
Oh,
already came out in a couple of they're like these promo. It's like a little magazine. It's like a promo magazine,
oh,
and
nice.
yeah, I'm already on there. You know, and it's just like I said, people, you become like an ambassador. You know, you're like
Yeah,
an ambassador for the product.
sweet
You know what I
man.
mean? So
Definitely.
it's pretty cool.
No, yeah, that's great, Mr. Pocky. I mean, you're doing big things on your platform, man. It's beautiful to see. It's inspirational, you know. Because you were mentioning how I inspire you, and believe me,
Yeah,
man, you do things that I'm like, wow, man, that's cool. I want to do that. I want to, like,
yeah.
take your idea and make it my own, Yeah. So, but yeah, man, what's your goal, man, here in the next 6 months to a year for your platforms, as a podcaster, as an artist? What can you tell us about that?
Well, the goal really is, like I said, I mean, just to for every podcast, you know, get more subscribers for the channel to grow. You know what I mean, and be able to inspire more people. You know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and uplift like our people. You know what I mean. Just not our people, but everybody. You know what I mean. You know,
Yeah.
everybody that wants to. Like I said, that's why I say like I help promote businesses. You know, you have a business, something you want to talk about, you want people to know, you want to promote your music, you want to promote your podcast, whatever. You know, I'm here to help, and you know, like I said, just be an inspiration for other people that are trying to do something. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what? Mr. Park gave me a chance to be on his platform.
Yeah.
Now that I'm on his platform, you know, I got, you know, like my subscribers went up, or my people that buy my stuff, like it's selling more. You know what I mean? Just inspire people to just to do something, man. You know what I mean? There's in this podcasting or in the business, podcast business, music, like it's enough money for everybody, man.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I
bro.
mean? It's enough money for everybody. You know what I mean? And the more, like I said, the more you inspire people, the better. You know, you just, you know what? That's
Yeah,
the goal, basically. You know what I mean?
that's
I mean, it
great,
helps
man.
us. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, our platform will grow. You know, the channel grows. As the channel grows, you start getting monetized and stuff like that. You know, you start getting paid. You know, every time they watch your episode. I mean, that's really the goal too. You know what I mean? To make some money off of it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I want to make a
But
living
we,
doing this
yeah, but
myself.
we gotta create. You gotta create what's it called? You gotta create a foundation first. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
build a foundation, and then you build that. You start building the house.
I
I
love
mean,
that,
because
bro.
if you don't have a foundation, you just build a house.
It's gonna fall.
Viene el pinche win, and it's gonna knock it out. You know what I mean? Once you build that foundation, nothing can stop you, man.
I love that, bro. So many people they want to, including
Yeah,
myself, man. I'm guilty of it, bro. I wouldn't,
yeah,
we all want to be successful, and we want to see success sooner than later.
yeah,
Like you said, bro, you got to put in the time, the hours, the effort, build the
yeah,
foundation, lay down the groundwork, man. You know,
yeah,
that's imperative, bro. You can't, like you said, if you try to build a building without it,
yeah.
viene el aire, like you said, la lluvia, whatever, bro. Any type of adverse element, it's gonna crumble, man.
Yeah, you
So
just gotta have patience. Like I said, anybody out there creating something, anything, business, anything. You just gotta be patient. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get fucking. You're not gonna go into your first job getting fucking $35 an hour. You know, you gotta fucking work yourself up. You know, you gotta start from the bottom up. You know what I mean? And I've seen it, man. A lot of people, like I say, like they say, they jump head first and they never get back up.
Yeah, no doubt, Mistapock, man. You know, before we wrap things up, brother, who would you like to sit down and have dinner with, bro? 3 people that inspired you, that mentored you, and they could be celebrity, they could be family, it could be friends, you know, that you would love to sit down with and have dinner with, brother, to pick their brain and just and break bread.
That's a hard one because there's a lot of people that inspire me.
There's a lot, right? There's a lot. Yeah,
there's a lot of people.
In no particular order, right? Just
yeah. Well,
one of the Bone Thugs.
Yeah, one of the Bone Thugs, and
yeah.
You know, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of them. You know, there's a lot of people that you know that really could give you advice. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. Yeah, man. Because you know, I get a lot of cool.
I can't think. Yeah.
You can't narrow it down, huh? It's kind of a.
No, like I'm trying to think.
Yeah. No, I get it, man. There's a lot of influential people out there that inspire us, that really, you know, that have an effect on our lives in a positive way. Yeah, for me, that list is long, man. You know, right? But yeah, I like to ask that question a lot to my guests.
Yeah. That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, right. You get a lot of different answers, really cool answers, man. You know, but yeah, hey, brother, man, I want to thank you so much for coming on, bro. Before we wrap things up, Mistapock, tell the good people where they can follow you, they can find your music, all that good stuff, bro.
Y'all can find my music on YouTube. Go to Mistapock. You'll find my latest music there on YouTube, Mistapock. And y'all can follow my podcast too at the Mistapock Podcast. You'll see all my episodes and some of my music in there, some of my music videos. And Facebook, you guys can find me on Facebook too. I'm real active on Facebook. It's Angel Loredo. It's under Angel Loredo on Facebook, and Instagram. It's Mistapock Podcast.
Oh, okay, you're on Facebook. All right.
Yeah.
That's one thing I got to do, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna create my profile Pod TV Facebook.
Yeah, like I said, Instagram I work it, but not that much. You know, that's why when people send me messages, they're like, "Man, I sent you a message like 3 days ago," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" It's not that I'm trying to like not look at it or I don't see it. It's just that I'm more active on Facebook than on Instagram. You know, Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, so that's your main social media page.
Yeah, the Facebook.
Social media app, Facebook. Okay, so everybody has kind of their own, their go-to, right? Their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Like mine's Instagram, bro. I'm all Instagram.
Yeah.
So, well, that's cool. I didn't know that. I'm gonna check you out on there, man, and I'll follow you as soon as I get on there, brother. But
yes, sir. Let me know.
Yeah, definitely, man. No, I thank you so much, bro, for taking the time, for being here, man. You know, you're always welcome back. Let's do this again. And if you come out to Cali, you got to let me know, man. You got to let me know.
Oh yeah, man. I'll let you know for sure. I want to get to know Cali, and once I'm up there, and I am gonna be up there hopefully next year, and I'll give you a holler, man.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely do a face-to-face interview. We'll do something good, man, something special. So, thanks again, brother.
Hell yeah, appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. There you have Mistapock Podcast. Go follow him. Go check him out. Check out his Facebook, his Instagram, his YouTube. He's on Spotify. He's all over the place. You can't miss him. So, once again, big thank you to him, man. And so I want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight, or morning, whatever time you're tuning in from. It's nighttime right now for us. It's almost 10. It's 10 p.m. Pacific right now. Just FYI. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, Profile Pod TV. Leave me a rate review. Give me some feedback. Follow me on Instagram, Clubhouse, Twitter. It's all good. Go follow Mr. Podcast. Go check him out. Once again, ladies. Oh, and we're on Roku. Don't forget Social Nostra is on Roku, and I forgot to mention. Please forgive me. The Social Nostra is, a platform that I'm on. It's a beautiful platform, man, and we're doing big things on that. We're on Roku. We're just on social, on IG TV, on Social Nostra, over 100,000 followers, and man, we're doing a lot of big things. It's a fresh new network of talented creators and shows, like I said, on Roku and Instagram. So go give us a follow, man. Big shout out to Kevin out there. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mistapock. We'll see you guys next week. Double A is out, and always remember to take it easy.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.